So guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video we're going to be talking particularly on entries and directional bias, right? So before we get started, don't forget to hit the like button and click on the subscribe button to support the channel. So now we're going to start with directional bias. Now let's start from the weekly time frame. Now before we look for direction, what we want to see are reactions to specific key levels, especially on the higher time frames like the weekly, the monthly, the daily, even as low as the 4 hours, right? We'll mark out specific key levels, right? We have a lot of key levels on the higher time frame, but we don't take entries directly, right? What we want to see is a reaction from that specific key level, then we'll go down to the lower time frames to get our entry, our confirmation, and that all. Now if you observe, this is on the weekly time frame, price is reacting from this particular level right here before price started pushing back up, and price created this particular support, right? And one thing we want to always see is mostly common on the lower time frame before taking our entry, but sometimes I use it on the daily time frame to actually verify that my direction is correct, and that thing is a sweep of liquidity and a break of structure. Of course, the sweep of liquidity actually indicates that this particular level is a strong low, so the chances of price going below it is very low, right? So that's a strong low. Price is not going to take out that level now until price completes your range, or maybe the market decides to go against your plan. And if you observe, the entries I normally teach some of my students, basically rejection, sweep of liquidity, break of structure, and inducement. And if you observe, this is on the weekly time frame. So basically what I apply for my entry on the lower time frame, I can still apply it on the higher time frames, because this is basically my setup right here. I'm going to show you guys and you observe it. Now if you observe, we already have a sweep of liquidity right here. You can see the break of structure on the upside right here. You can see this is our apex level, our support, and price took it and still flying up, taking out maybe this high or this high. Now this is what I want you to observe. Now this is the particular level price is reacting from. If you observe, we didn't take an entry direct. Now let's drop down to the lower time frame. Now daily is rejecting from this, but it's more clear on the daily time frame. You can see it's an RBS on the daily time frame. Daily is rejecting from this particular key level, so what we want to see is a break of structure on the 4 hours to confirm that we are bullish. Now if you observe, we already had our break of structure on the 4 hours. So okay, this is too soon, so I'm going to start from this particular first one right here. I think is okay. Here you can see right here, daily rejected from this particular level. Then we'll go to the 4 hours time frame right here. As you can see, the 4 hours gave us a break of structure. You can see it right here. This is our break of structure. Let me switch to the line chart so that you guys can clearly see it. This was the rejection point right here, and this was our break of structure right here. You can clearly see it. And before price came to our entry, it also gave us break of structure right here, right? So let's go back to our charts. Now you can see we already have double break of structure. So now we are supposed to enter from this particular key level as in norms, but you can see we already have our sweep, our liquidity protecting this particular level right here. We already have our sweep down here. We already have our break of structure, so this particular level is supposed to be our entry. But just to be sure, based on the fact that we don't want to maybe take an entry then end up getting stopped out, right, we use another extra confirmation, right? Since this one started playing out, we went down to the lower time frames, either the 3 hours or the 1 hour, or you can go as low as you can go even the 2 hours time frame or so. Now if you observe on the 3 hours time frame, you can see price reacting from this particular place. So same thing we applied here, we applied in this same entry right here. You can see how price rejected from here, gave us a sweep inside, gave us a break of structure. Liquidity should always protect your entry. Now you can see how liquidity was protecting this entry, and we took our entry from this particular point, targeting the previous high. right here. As you can see, price came, tapped, and started flying smoothly. As you can see that our bias is actually correct, reacting from this particular key level. Price started, continued buying, and you can decide to take multiple buys till your overall targets, which is this, is taken out right here. That's when you stop buying. Now this is for the first one. We're going to scroll back to this particular point. Remember, I showed you guys on the daily, price was reacting from a particular ROBS right here. We'll drop down to lower time frames, which is on the 4 hours. We get our rejection. Is more clear on, yeah, you can clearly see the rejection. Then we'll drop down to the lower time frames, either the 1 hour or the 2 hours. Let's use the 1 hour. Let's see how it shows it. Okay, let's use 2. Now if you observe, price reacted from there, gave us break of structure to the upside. I think we also have a break of structure on the 4 hours right here. Okay, these are our break of structure on the 4 hours time frame right here. You can see the break right here on the 4 hours. So we'll go down to the 2 hours for our entry. So we have our rejection. Okay, let me use the 1 hour to make it more clear. Okay, much better. Okay, we have our rejection, our sweep. We also have another break on the 1 hour. You can see inducement protecting this particular key level and entry. Now if you go to the 2 hours time frame, this particular level is an apex, a support on the 2 hours time frame, but here is an OCL. Now why didn't I refine it down to this particular place? Number one, my stop loss is covering it, so it doesn't matter if price decides to use that particular key level, I'm already protected, except price decide to go against my entry. And number two, I always tell my student, always pick the key level that is the closest to liquidity. Always pick the key level that is closest to liquidity. Now you can see same thing applied here. You can see rejection, sweep of liquidity, break of structure, entry from the apex, inducement protecting it. And if you observe, I told you guys to remember what I showed you guys on the weekly time frame. Same thing I applied here is the same thing that is showing on the weekly time frame. It's just that we apply it on the lower time frame to get a good setup. As you can see, is aligning with our bullish bias, targeting this previous high. Price tapped in, started moving. You can see when your bias is correct, price makes a lot of massive moves like this. You can see how price was moving to the upside massively, right? So let's get to this particular second entry. We already have our bias, right? So we are basically seeing price. I shared this on my Telegram channel a few weeks back when price was around this particular level. This was April 6th, yes. So basically here should be our overall target, right? Here should be our overall target, right, at this high. But that doesn't mean we are going to hold trade till it gets to this high. That won't be wise. So what we do, we target previous highs that are being created. We target it, price takes out those highs, then we look for another buy. We keep buying and buying and buying, stacking up buys until price gets to this particular high. And if you observe, before, when prices react going up, going down, going up, just know that price is always reacting from a particular key level. Price is not just coming from nowhere. You can see this particular zone is where price is reacting from to push price down. This particular zone is where price is reacting from. You can see from here, price was bullish, price started selling down, price was bullish, now price is selling down again, now price is buying back up, making series of lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Now it's making higher highs, higher lows. Same thing, it just kept on moving like that. Now right here we are currently bullish, we are still buying, so we are going to keep buying. Firstly, we are going to take out this particular high. As you can see, the setup that is right there, we're going to take out this particular high as the first target. After that one, we can go for this next high, we can move for this next high. You can see you just keep stacking and stacking and stacking until you complete your range, right? So